Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to F1 2017. Let's find a good camera here. There we go. Welcome back to F1 2017 and welcome to Azerbaijan, Grand Prix of Azerbaijan in Baku. So that's us on the pole again, and I can tell you, if you like good racing, if you like good, close Formula One racing, and if you want to see somebody who really knows what they're doing and knows how to drive a Formula One car, you probably want to turn this video off right about now, because it ain't me. I don't have anything bad to say about this track, because obviously the track didn't do anything, but it is not my particular brand of vodka. I have to tell you, it is tight. The visibility is very challenging for me. I'm trying to be positive, I'm trying to pump the positivity. So I'm trying not to, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to like crap talk the track, because it's a cool track. But like the sun in the eyes right there, Jesus. This could be my bogey track. Took me a long time to get the rhythm going. Oh, today is Saturday, by the way. Normally I record these Wednesday or Thursday, the Formula One race. I record it Wednesday or Thursday, and then I post it Sunday. Post it Friday, Formula One Friday, and that did not happen. There's a lot of reasons why that did not happen. I will lay them out for you. So one reason it didn't happen is I was absolutely struggling with this track, and it took me so much practice just to be able to get around this track and to like keep my wits about me. We're in rich mix, by the way, and we're barely holding off Bottas. But we do. Lap one. Really not getting any kind of rhythm going at all. And it's weird, because eventually I did realize this is a very rhythmic track. And when I say rhythmic, I mean the visibility. For me, the visibility is so poor. It's like everything needs to happen on timing rather than on what you can see, because I can't see anything. And we'll jump in car in a minute here when we get past. So eventually I began to get some rhythm, and I began to, I could make my way around the tracks. And what I do then is I do the practice programs, and I did them, and I got all purple except for the what's the first one, the track acclimatization. I got green there, but everything else I got purple, and I was feeling pretty confident about that. But then the last thing I do before I do my career mode race is I do the same race in the same car with the same setup, just as a standalone Grand Prix. And I couldn't make it more than about 10 laps. It was just an absolute catastrophe. And I'm on a wheel. I got a wheel. It's a consumer wheel. It's nothing special. It's a Thrustmaster TMX. But I finally took the plunge, and I'm really it's totally changed the way I drive. It's awesome. But it's weird how much more physical you can be with the car. And I have the load cell simulator behind the brake, and my left leg is so sore from braking. And I'm in a hotel room, you know that, and I was in the office chair that's at the desk where I have my rig set up, where I'm gaming, right? Well, think how that works with a brake pedal. Oh, so wide. Think how that works with a brake pedal. It doesn't. It doesn't. First time I tried to brake, my office chair rolled backwards. Bit of a comedy of errors here. And yeah, so that was no good. So there's another chair in the other room, kind of like a reading chair, and it's heavier, and I brought that in, and that helped out a bit. But just sorting things out, and also learning how to drive on a wheel again, because it's been a couple years since I've been on the gamepad. So to be back on a wheel, none of those things are excuses, by the way. This is a very difficult game, and I have tremendous respect for people that are awesome at it, because I'm not one of them. But what was happening is I have the force feedback maxed out, and I do work out. I'm a big guy, but reefing on a force feedback wheel and pumping a load cell simulated brake pedal for like 3 or 4 hours, you know, you start to feel it. I was a little sore the next day, I'm not gonna lie. So all that went on. Then I thought I had a power unit failure in my Thrustmaster, and I lost a day there because I took it back and swapped it out for a new one and got that one hooked up. Settings were still the same, everything was cool. And about 10 minutes later it did the same thing. And so obviously we don't have power source failures. Obviously this is something that I'm doing, and it turns out that it was the way my gaming laptop goes to sleep. It does some funny things with the USB. And essentially what was happening is my wheel was kind of freezing halfway through being put to sleep. The Thrustmaster TMX can go to sleep. And get off me, Kimi Räikkönen. The Thrustmaster TMX can go to sleep, but if it doesn't go to sleep properly, then when it wakes up, there's something to do with firmware. I don't know. But essentially, if the firmware crashes, that's what activates the power source. But now you end up in this loop where, because the power source won't turn on in the unit, it can't power up the chipset to see, right, the firmware. Yeah, it's like the combination to the vault is inside the vault. Well, how do we get it out? Well, we use the combination. Well, we need the combination to get the combination. So eventually I did solve it. But I lost some time there as well. And by the time everything was sorted out, now here it's Saturday evening, by the time everything was sorted out and up and running again, I just decided to go with what I got. So rather than practicing this race again, I just fired it up. So we got a little racing going on now. So let's go T-cam so we can see behind us. So yeah, I'm still lifting several places. Right through there I lift a couple times. Down through here, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Second or third, I think third works better through there. And then, yeah, you can see, man, I just don't have the rhythm. Like, that one's okay, but then these two, you know, lifting, I'm probably losing a second on any given lap. Now I do set fast lap, and I've got the AI turned down a little bit, you know that, but still never got the hang of this track. Who's this? Kimi Räikkönen again? Who that back there? Yeah, I think it is. Sorry, Kimi. So we're still in P2, and it's probably lap 6 or 7, and I'm doing all right. But it doesn't last. So now I came off of, I was on Rich Mix for like the first 2 laps, and my goal is always to get more than 1 second over the car behind me, so we're out of DRS. We're not like risking DRS, being passed by somebody who's DRS activated. So I ran Rich a couple laps, and then my Jeff came on the phone and told me, go to fuel map 2, and I did, and I feel like I was still hanging in there, which is really the frustrating part about this, is I feel like we were doing okay, you know. We had a schedule to come in on lap 11, I want to say, and our tires would have been at 71%, which is pretty bad, but, you know, I feel like the track has, it's like several long straights and then a lot of slow turns where you don't necessarily need maximum grip or maximum tire life. Like, you can sort of, right? That's just my impression, and I felt like we were going to be okay. But the thing is, when it starts going south on me, we're not at like lap 9 or 10. It's like lap 7, which is kind of a ball buster, because I would never have thought to come in on lap 7. I thought I had enough tire left. I wasn't able to get to them. I can't look at menus when I'm driving the car. I just can't. it's hard enough for me to like just talk to my Jeff when all I need to do is talk. I don't have to look at anything. So I don't know where my tires were, but they do start to go away, and it's that same thing that happens to me at so many races. I get a little bit of understeer, break the front wing, and then it just gradually like all goes to pieces. So I think what I might do, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Why don't we just go up to the up to when it starts getting ugly? That'll keep the video a lot shorter, and you won't have to suffer through the struggling. Yeah, I feel like already this can't be more than lap 6 or 7, and I feel like tires are already not doing good. And I'm really not overdriving the car. I don't think so. That little section right through there, that last left onto this fast section, I feel like there's something there that unsettles the car a little bit. Because you can see I'm starting to fight it on these super soft. At least 10 laps, I was going to push to 11, and we made it like 7. Or I should have just backed off a lot more, but with Raikkonen right behind me, didn't seem like the smart play. I don't know. We'll go till it gets ugly. Let's go to my first pit stop. Yeah, just getting wider every time. I do like this game, though. I'm a little bit irritated that I found it fairly late in the game, so to speak. I mean, I know the Codemaster F1 games have been out for years, but I was always into sports car sims. I never really crossed my mind to get into the F1 side. I love it though. I'm really looking forward to not being a Grom anymore, and I feel like it's just such a different style of driving. You know, it's so sort of frantic and just so fast and so side to side, just snapping the car, slamming the car around, and everything is so critical. Like every single thing you do is just critical. And I feel like, I mean, you would think like endurance racing, GT racing, you know, everything matters there too. Well, yeah, but not quite as much as F1. I feel like of all the racing disciplines, F1 has to be the most unforgiving of error. Yeah, I think third through there is the best. You know what? Let's go a little in car, just so you can see this visibility thing that I'm talking about. And again, I'm not bashing the track. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the visibility is crazy, or the lack of visibility. So fast through there. I feel like, yeah, man. I mean, I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I felt like after all the practice and all those restart after restart after restart on those practice races, I thought I had it, you know. And even here, you know, this up to this part of the race, we're still doing all right. P2, holding our own. But then the wheels come off, so to speak. It's a funky track, man. It really is. Good for you, Azerbaijan. Oh, and that's the other thing. I'm on the wheel now, rather than the gamepad. So I'm sitting here in a hotel room, like slamming this wheel left to right. That little whatever you want to call it right there has, all right, has bit me a couple times in those practice races. Hang on, I'm gonna have some wine. Pardon me. Yeah, man. It's a shame because this race started so promising, and then it just went south. And I'll tell you, because we're not going to go to the end, but I'll tell you, I finished 8th. and they wanted me to finish 7th, which was really disappointing because after I sort of got my composure back, I started working my way back. I ended up in P20, but I was on a one-stop strategy, and I know a lot of other drivers were on 2 stops, so I got a lot of those positions back. But yep, I feel like tires are just going. So this would be 16 minutes in. This would be yeah, and that I mean the alternative would have been rather than trying to turn it through there, to just back out, as soon as or go straight into the run out and then back out. Either way, I would have lost the positions, but I wouldn't have broken my cascade, which I think is what I did. Yeah, like one of the winglets maybe. Let's see if we can see it coming through. Yeah, it's right there. Didn't you see it? I feel like, yeah, it looks like one of my winglets is gone. And it just, this is my my unfortunate rhythm that I get into. I go a little bit wide, I break the car, and now the car is not performing well, and I'm a little bit miffed, I guess. Yeah, there you go. And now we definitely lost the cascade. So I'm going to pit here, and I come out in P20. I think I'm in P10 right now. Give me the view. P13 right now. So we pit, we come out in P20, and I work my way back up and finish in P8. So it's entirely on me. I don't know if I could have won this race, but I definitely could have done better than P8 had I just kept myself together. It's frustrating. And at the highest level, in real racing and in sim racing, I think that is actually what sort of like makes the difference, is composure and the ability to focus. So yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with the track, there's nothing wrong with the car. I just blew it, and I'm in no mood to do it again. It's just too frustrating. We got 12 more races to go. We'll see if we can get them. Right, but from here I just start working my way back up, and we're not going to really be racing with anybody for a while. We're just by ourselves on the track, so there's not a lot to see. So we'll wait till we get going again, and then I'll end the video there, and we'll try again next week. Where are we going next week? Austria, maybe? I don't know. We're going somewhere. Anyway, folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of F1 2017, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.